We are live, and dBridge has just done their launch today, so we're going to go through all of that. And also, I think BTC dominance is going to go up. I'll tell you why and what I'm doing, and then general news. So let's dive in. Welcome back. So as per normal, cryptoclass.link, the calendar, scroll on down to today's date. It's also in the top part as well, but we've got numerous things here. In particular, Tensor has a major bug bounty or whatever. Plenty of general stuff here, but specifically the dBridge token launched today. So make sure this is something that you're using every day. So the DBR is now live, and you can go and claim it, and you can put it into a SEX if you want to, into a centralized exchange. And let's go over that. So the claiming part is pretty simple. You just go to dBridge, dbridge.foundation. That's nice and simple. And thus far, the total DBR claimed is this amount. Of course, some people will be holding off and claiming 50% in 6 months' time. Just remember, in 6 months' time, there's a lot of unlocks happening. You can check that out yourself. And so, you have to decide what you want to do. Now, the LFG launch, it didn't actually sell out. Doesn't show it here, but it was like 2.46 million or something like that. They wanted to raise twice as much. So they raised half. They raised... the amount they raised doesn't really matter because this already produces a decent amount of revenue. But still, people are in this mode of farming airdrops, and Wormhole's probably going to start to get more traction over here. Nevertheless, it's live. Now, if you use Bybit, and if you've got a decent amount of DBR, and if you don't want to sell it, you can go and stake it, and you can put it into this launch pool and then earn more DBR. You can stake DBR or USDT, DT or MNT. I don't know what MNT is, Mantle or something. And then you can earn a share of that amount of DBR, 50 million. So I don't even know how much that is. Probably not going to be anything crazy, but we'll have a look. Now, DBR itself has actually gone up to over 4 cents, and now it's come on down. I had one person in my DM say, it's got a centralized exchange listing, therefore it's at least like a 2-3x, at least. I don't know the logic on that, didn't reply to me, but there's a huge change in tokenomics and what people are after. So as I've said before, I will publicly say this, I'd happily do any podcast with anyone from the dBridge team. If you're part of the community, you can ask that to happen. But essentially, brilliant bridge, the best bridge, but the token, times are changing. You need to be very clear as to why you want a token. Thus far, you can see a decent number of sellers, but that is to be expected. But still, the buyers have managed to push it up, probably because this is what we can see on DEXs, and we cannot see it actually happening on centralized exchanges. There's been no LP rewards that I've actually seen thus far as well. So there's no farming opportunities that I can see. Now let's move on to World Liberty Fi. If you didn't watch my live stream yesterday, it wasn't super organized. But long story short, I went and covered this early on. We covered it because of how well his NFT did on Polygon a year and a bit ago. This has not gone well. It is nothing that I'm not touching this at all. And I'm very embarrassed that someone would hire advisors that were so poor at understanding Web3. This was absolutely shocking. And you know what? The market is reacting by not buying these. Remember, these tokens are locked. You can't do anything with them. You can go and put all the stuff in here. He's going to get the vast majority of the tokens. It's an Aave clone. Aave will get a certain amount of tokens and also a share of the revenue, but completely bearish, and just disappointed that they couldn't run a website and stop it from being DDoSed. You can look through the sales terms and conditions if you like. I can always be wrong. I've been wrong many times before. The key is to be right a lot more, of course, and I don't think this is worth our time or risk. So I'm going to update people and say that I'm not doing it for next week or so, and then it's off my radar. Massive Whale's gone ahead and they've flicked $1.7 billion of USD into Binance USDT. My guess is to start building up Sol, Bitcoin, and whatnot, specifically Bitcoin. This is great from Key here, Key Youngju. Hopefully I pronounced that correct. New Whale wallets now hold 1.97 million Bitcoin. Each has over 1,000 BTC, average coin age under 155 days. and their BTC balances surged 813% year to date. So that's not the value, that's the actual balance. And it's taking up 9.3% of the total supply, valued at a massive thing. So whales accumulating is very good. You watch what the whales do, and then retail will eventually follow when they're told to do so. Hopefully you can see pretty much everything here, but let's take me away for a second. So this is the thesis by quite a few people, but my lead researcher believes this is what we're going to see. This is the previous cycle. We can see it back here. This is October 2020, before the big pump up. So this is Bitcoin at the top here. Bitcoin pumps up beautifully. You can see this very clear. Now, at the same stage here, this part is Bitcoin dominance, same time period here, or even this consolidation period. Bitcoin dominance actually went up for over a month before it started to drop. So I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about here as well. Now, if we come down to a similar time, we also saw ETH dominance increase during this time. So it didn't start to go haywire until after BTC dominance. So what I'm doing, and this is not financial advice, I'll put myself back on the screen for this, is putting on a BTC long, like a 2x or 3x on dupe.ag, put it on flash.trade if you like, just because they have, airdrop opportunities potentially, and also they're good. You can do it on Bybit and whatever if you want to. But I'm putting on that BTC long, and I think we're going to go more and more dominance as money flows in. And then when there's enough money flowing into BTC, it starts to get onto the media, then altcoin season will start, end of the year, most likely. So I'm not expecting Sol or anything to do anything crazy. I still think the meme coins will be part of the big winners, though. In general, a bit of red in the market, nothing too crazy. Remember, we need to hit, as per Raoul Paul, over 70K, a nice clean break of that before we're into that banana zone. That banana zone would relate to BTC dominance and then eventually alts. We're still greedy though. A little bit of red has not deterred us. And we're still up. October is not too far away from being bigger than what September was. So this is delicious. And I do think BTC is the thing that's going to lead everything. This is very good to see because it's very easy to get caught by other ecosystems. Like as a very quick example, Tron blew up a few weeks ago or a few months ago with meme coins. Now I haven't seen a single thing on my Twitter feed. Now I still think there is a big thesis that Solana base and Sui will do quite well, but validator.com, we're here on Solana. Biggest thesis is on Solana, of course. And this is interesting because let me just get to the point. The builder interest by blockchain has grown significantly. This is per A16Z, I think. Yeah, A16Z's crypto builder program. They've shown a huge amount of interest that's come over onto Solana. Base is also another one that's doing very well. And you can see, I have no idea what ZOR is, but you can see that these are the two leaders here. Remember, Dupe Active Staking Reward Allocation Checker live this Friday, but then you can claim it on Monday. I don't trade Dupe. I don't short or long it. I just buy more and just stake it for the most part. You can kind of think that maybe more coming onto the market could mean a shortable position. However, keep in mind that when you claim it, it goes staked, and then you have to unstake it to actually have it liquid. And that takes like a month. If you're good at trading, be friends with me, firstly. And secondly, enter this. So this is running up a 5-sol trading challenge. Winners take home 5,000 Dupe. How to enter. It's using Jupiter Mobile. So at this stage, it's only available on iOS, but it's just 5-sol into whatever you can do it. And there are some people, and you've got until 31st of October. So worth doing. And even if you got a little bit of sol and you're just like, I just want to try. I just want to jump into meme coin land and see what I can do. Remember, there are people that do very well, like someone with GOAT. I don't know what he did, 10 sol into $1 million or something. Never know. Infinex, super bullish on Infinex. Mentioned a million reasons why. People tell me I'm chilling, and I will do another video on why I have so much conviction in this. And I'm not sponsored or anything. They take their time in replying to my DMs. They still reply to my DMs, but this has the proper potential to rival something like Binance within 5 or more years. So anyone that is eligible for a Patreon NFT, you can go ahead and get amongst it and get your governance points redeemed for a Patreon NFT. Cadence here from one of the BONK early contributors or core contributors is pointing out that there is now a BONK ETP, kind of like a ETF, but a little bit different, but it's only available for accredited investors. Here's a few more details as from Gnarly Quinn. So if you are a accredited investor, the minimum is $10,000, and the value in something like this means there's tax incentives to do into these sort of things. Apparently, you got to have a decent amount of money, but I reckon we're going to see some institutional money go into these sort of things, and I think BONK is going to do well. We've got this big bit of a goat here jumping in with $1 million into a DCA, as seen on SolScan, wrap BTC into BONK. And BONK just surpassed Sui in volume on Coinbase. So this is just on the centralized SEX, only behind these four. So please don't fade BONK, not financial advice, but it's been lagging, but it'll come good. I'm confident in that. And if you're not already aware, there's more than just holding the BONK coin. There's a lot of things in the ecosystem: BONK Dragon, BONK Rewards, BONK Bets, Hornyswap, didn't even know about that, etc., etc., etc. All right, PopCat. If you hold some PopCat, maybe you do now because Murad's added it to his portfolio. And if you want to go and take a loan on it, you can go and borrow PYUSD or USDC against your PopCat in Camino. The LTV has been raised to 25%. That means if you've got $1,000 worth of PopCat, you can deposit it and you can borrow $250. Now, I wouldn't go anywhere near this 25% because these meme coins can go up and down. But, you know, if you had like $20,000 worth of PopCat and you wanted to go and borrow 2,000, you're probably going to be pretty safe there. But it does give you a little bit more leeway if you're keen. Also, PYUSD has been onboarded to Camino's altcoin market in general, which means users can borrow against it with PopCat and BONK. And to kick off, depositors will be earning 10K PYUSD weekly, totaling over 40K per month. So if you want to do any borrows, Camino doesn't pay me, but I would say go to Camino. Now, the FUD on Sui, who knows all the truth in it, but I think this is a decent amount of validity, and this is a bit disappointing. The wallet stopped dumping yesterday, but received 10 million Sui tokens again. The wallet received its Sui tokens from 2 wallets that still have a huge amount of stake tokens. So how would the Sui Foundation not even know who this person is that has $1 billion worth of Sui? Probably not going to be the case. Like, there would be some knowledge. Now, they may be allowed. They may be completely allowed to dump as well. They may be, but just it's a little bit too sus, if you know what I mean. Either way, I still think there's plenty of potential over there, but it looks as though someone's certainly cashing out some profits, which they're welcome to do, but it just seems a little bit sus. Now, Meow has a great take, and Meow's been around the space for quite some time. And I am, as I've mentioned before, still interested in Base and Sui because I think new people will be interested in them. We can see that by money flowing from Ethereum to those ecosystems. But he has this point here. Basically, Solana will be the main chain. Will there be competition? Yeah. Will there be chains that meets other needs? Yeah. And will having tons of chains force everyone to level up? Yes. Will there be a million chains? Unfortunately, yes. But don't just like jump. Like if you had a bag of 10K and you installed and you went to Tron and you tried to double it and you went here and went here and went here, you would have lost most likely. So you want to make sure you're staking some Sol with Feladay.com and use Dupe and play on Solana for the most part, for sure. And then if you see an opportunity, if you like something on another blockchain, give it a go. But I still think this is where most people will win. The Klano shop is live. Klanosaur's OG and Saga holders get a 20% discount. Click and come here, shop all. Now, if you're in the US, it's going to be very easy. You're just going to get it. If you're in Europe, I have no idea what your local tax and customs laws are, but it might be easier, annoyingly, to go and buy like these all individually as opposed to worrying about a big customs bill. I bought mine ages ago and they never actually arrived. There was like a problem with DHL and they didn't even like reply to me. But I do want some of these. And if you're into these sort of plushies, cool. Another thing you could do is you could buy a couple and just keep some new and sealed. There's still going to be a massive supply out there, but you never know. If Kleinosaurs become, even like 10% as big as the Simpsons, which is not impossible, something like this, it could be worth something. Now I want to just quickly show you Infinex because I've been meaning to cover you this, but I haven't done it properly. So Bull Run is on. I've mentioned it before. And this is just my tutorial account. You need like a certain amount of funds here, $50, $10, $50, something like that. You can just put in some Judo Sol, still earns yield. Go to Bull Run, and then every day you want to open a new pack of cards. And this is a change in UI, so it's just changed since I've last done it. You open these cards, and then 3 people every day will win an NFT, and these NFTs are worth thousands of dollars. They won't be given to you yet, but you'll win it, and then they'll be given to you later on. Here we have these things. So now what we have to go is we have to choose our hand, and we have to work out what are we bullish on. So whoever wins, they're the people that actually will do really well. So for example, the person that did well, I don't know how it works if everyone just copies everyone. Clearly, I don't know, it's whatever time you did it, I guess. But this person has a whole lot of Litecoins. They won, and they won. These 3 people won, and then everyone else after them did not win. But let's say, as an example, and if you have more than one, you can add more than one. So Sol, let's be a little bit bullish here. If it's a really down day, you'd go with USDT and USDC. That way you'd lose the least. Doge, BTC, and bit of SHIB. We confirm that, and then we'll see if we win. I've never won or come closer to it, but it's fun. And, maybe you notice a username that starts to do pretty good with predictions, in which case, watch what they're doing, and maybe they're going to be right more times than they're wrong. All right, let's jump on to some actionables. Claim your DBR from dbridge.foundation, stake it with Bybit, stake for like a week. Not financial advice, but you can if you like. DCA Sol and stake it with Validate.com. Always remember, if you don't want to stake only with Validate.com, you can choose Dupe Sol as well. But stake your Sol. You don't want to have like 5 Sol in there in your wallet just doing nothing, and it's losing out to inflation rewards, because you can unstake it or you can turn it into liquid, an LST, and then convert it back to whatever you want very, very fast. It's smooth brained to have Sol just sitting there. Okay. Claim your Greed Academy's first semester rewards. DCA into your favorite meme coins if you want to. DCA into Camino and Cloud if you want to. I think there's mega upside with them. Not financial advice. Airdrop actionables provide liquidity in the Judo Sol Meteor pool. Use Uniswap's testnet and do some swaps, and use Wormhole to bridge to Uniswap's Unichain's testnet. And then tomorrow I'm going to do a big live stream, and this is going to be all about like day one meme coins and using HawkFi in order to set up Meteor DLMMs in order to profit from that trading volume. So tune in tomorrow for that one. Take a couple of questions very, very quickly. And I'm sorry, FalexDex didn't catch it yet. I'll have a quick little segment on it tomorrow. And why does Papa want me to hold the digital dollar? Because it's going to collapse since there's no demand for it. I like PayPal USD. It's I like it. If you don't like it, all good. And that's about everything. Thanks very much for those that tuned in, and we'll catch you tomorrow.